Today's resource person, Sri Siddhartha Debnath from Guwahati, but he is joining from Itanagar now. Respected faculties of Gorgaon College, student fraternities and alumni. I have seen some alumni are here also. Respected guardians and my dear friends. Today, we, the Department of Statistics and Department of Chemistry of Gorgaon College, is organizing this webinar in collaboration with Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Gorgaon College to celebrate World Intellectual Property Right Day. On this occasion, I request our Honorable Principal, Dr. Sarpakasi Mohanto, to deliver his inaugural speech on IPR Day. Sarpakasi Mohanto is a professor of political science, a gold medalist from the University of Pune, and he was awarded the PhD from Dibrugarh University. He has an extensive body of work from human rights issues to contemporary socio-political questions. Dr. Mohanto has published widely in various national and international journals and has authored and edited several books. Now, I request Dr. Mohanto to deliver his inaugural speech. Over to sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ranjana Gogoi Baido. Baido, mo matto khunise na hono?
Khunisu.
Respected Dr. Rina Hendik, Vice Principal of Gorgaon College, Dr. Ranjana Gogoi Baido, HOD of the Department of Statistics, Dr. Anna Gogoi, HOD of the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Hurojit Hoikia, Coordinator of IQAC Gorgaon College, respected faculty members, today's resource person, Mr. Siddhartha Debnath, our teachers, alumni, guardians, and my dear students. It is indeed an excellent endeavor on part of the Department of Statistics and Chemistry. They have been organizing this webinar to celebrate World Intellectual Property Day in collaboration with IQAC Gorgaon College. As we all know that in every year on 23rd of April, 26th of April, we have all over world, the World Intellectual Property Day has been celebrated widely. The aim of the Intellectual Property Day, celebration of World Intellectual Property Day, is to preserve, protect the creations, inventions of and creativity of the person they have created and invented, so that they can earn their name, so that they can earn their fame, as well as they can gain some financial profit. আমি সকলোৱে জানো বৌদ্ধিক সম্পদ মানে আমাৰ যিখিনি আমাৰ সৃষ্টিশীলতা সেয়া সাহিত্যৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতে হওক, কলা, ভাস্কৰ্য বা অন্যান্য ডিজাইন, চিম্বলছ বা আমাৰ ইমেজেছ বা নেমছৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতে হওক, আমি বহু সময়ত আমি প্লেগাৰিজমৰ কথা আমি গম পাওঁ যে there is a lot of complaint about plagiarism, যে আমাৰ কিছুমান সৃষ্টি somebody they steal that creativity and ideas and innovative ideas, they steal those ideas, আৰু আমাৰ ideas বিলাক, আমাৰ innovations বিলাক বেলেগে নিজৰ নামত প্ৰকাশ কৰে। এতিয়া আমাৰ social media এই কথাটো এতিয়া খুব বেছিকৈ হৈছে যে আমাৰ যিবিলাক সৃষ্টিশীলতা, আমাৰ যিবিলাক ক্ৰিয়েটিভিটি বা অন্যান্য যিবিলাক আমাৰ সৃষ্টিশীলতা আছে, সেই সৃষ্টিশীলতা বহুতে চুৰ কৰে। গতিকে এই গোটেই কথাটোৰ কাৰণে বিশেষত এই গোটেই কনসেপ্টটো প্ৰথম আমাৰ ইন্ডাষ্ট্ৰিয়েল বা আমাৰ কমাৰ্চিয়েল, আমাৰ কৰ্পৰেট সেক্টৰত এই ধাৰণাটোৰ আহিছিল যে আমাৰ যিটো পেটেন্ট বা কপিৰাইট বা অন্যান্য আমাৰ ট্ৰেডমাৰ্কস আৰু আমাৰ ট্ৰেড সিক্ৰেটস বিলাক যাতে আনে চুৰ কৰিব নোৱাৰে, তাৰ কাৰণে আচলতে এই ইন্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰপাৰ্টি ৰাইটৰ কথাটো আহিল, আৰু ইন্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰপাৰ্টি ৰাইটছৰ প্ৰিজাৰ্ভেশ্যন আৰু প্ৰমোচনৰ কথাটো আহিল। আৰু এতিয়া এই গোটেই সমগ্ৰ বিশ্বজুৰি আমাৰ ৰাষ্ট্ৰসংঘৰ উদ্যোগত UN জেনেৰেল এছেম্বলিও ইয়াত গুৰুত্ব দিছে বা এটা ৰিকগনিশ্যন দিছে যে ওয়ার্ল্ড ইন্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰপাৰ্টি ডে আমি সেলিব্ৰেট কৰিছো, যাতে আমি আমাৰ বৌদ্ধিক সম্পদসমূহ আমি ৰক্ষা কৰিব পাৰো। বৌদ্ধিক সম্পদসমূহৰ যি সৃষ্টিকৰ্তা বা বৌদ্ধিক সম্পদসমূহৰ যি উদ্ভাৱন কৰিছে, সেই উদ্ভাৱকসকলে যাতে তেওঁলোকৰ যিটো ন্যায্য তেওঁলোকৰ ৰিকগনিশ্যন বা স্বীকৃতি, সেই স্বীকৃতিটো লাভ কৰে। I offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to the resource person, Mr. Siddhartha Devnath. He is an IT professional and expert. He has consented to participate in this webinar. He has accepted our invitation, and he has joined us from Itanagar, though he plays in Guwahati. Still, he has been joining us. I offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to him, and I also offer my sincere thanks and gratitude to Dr. Ranjana Gogoi, HOD Statistics, Dr. Anna Gogoi, HOD Chemistry, and Dr. Hurojit Hokia, Coordinator IQSC, for organizing this event. Although through online mode, they have been doing lots of good works and academic practices for the benefit of our students as well as our teachers. And I offer my I am really encouraged to see Dr. Ranjana Gogoi Baidu, her enthusiasm, her activeness. Really, she is an inspiration for us. She is an encouragement for us. I especially thank her for organizing this event in such a wonderful way, such a beautiful way. In these few words, I wish you all the best and hope the event would be a big success. And with these few words, I declare the session is open. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your nice deliberation. And we hope your deliberation will definitely raise awareness among us. Thank you, sir. Again, I now request our esteemed guest, Mr. Siddhartha Devnath, to deliver his lecture on intellectual property right. And before that, I want to introduce him. Mr. Siddhartha Devnath is an engineer, basically, in computer science and engineering, with a professional certificate course on IPR from the National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, Nagpur. Earlier, he served as the Scientist C at Patent Information Center, Assam Science, Technology and Environmental Council. And he is a national level resource person on IPR for premier institutes like IIT-Z, National Institute of Technology, Arunachal Pradesh, Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, Guwahati, Assam Administrative Staff College, FICCI Northeast Region, MSME Development Institute, Government of Assam, UGC, HRDC, Textile Committee, Ministry of Textile, Government of India, many universities, engineering colleges, NGOs, and various colleges of Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, Rajasthan, West Bengal, etc. Mr. Devnath was a member of Advisory Committee for Technology Transfer of Guwahati University, a member of the IPR cell of Guwahati University and Cotton University, and a member of Innovation Evaluation Committee of MSME, Government of Assam. He is a trainer and coach on IPR for patent, search, drafting, filing, prosecution, copyright, trademark, design, and geographical indications, and had trained officials of Patent Information Center of Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Meghalaya. Mr. Devnath is also a patent expert of Institutions Innovation Council of MHRD, Government of India, for Don Bosco College of Engineering and Technology. He has been a guest faculty for IPR courses at National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Guwahati, and Assam Engineering College. He had facilitated the geographical indication for Muga silk of Assam, Gamusa of Assam, Assamese jewelry, and Buka Saul. He has over 12 years of IPR experience and has consulted over 1,900 innovators, filed more than 54 patents, and 60 other IPR design, trademark, GI, copyright, etc., and delivered more than 126 IPR lectures throughout the country. So we feel happy that an IP professional like Siddhartha Devnath is present among us, and we hope from his deliberation we can acquire thorough knowledge on IPR. Now I request Siddhartha Devnath to deliver his lecture. So over to Siddhartha Devnath.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful and kind words. First of all, I wish everyone a very happy World IP Day 2023 on today. As you know, it's celebrated to commemorate the World IP activities all over the world. And this time its theme is also based on women, especially where we nurture about the creativity and innovation. Today I will speak about the different types of creativity, innovation. I'll go into a little bit of intellectual property and also share some of my experiences with some wonderful women innovators of our own state. So if you can kindly allow me to share my screen, I think you have to make me a co-host, ma'am, then I can share my screen regarding the presentation.
Yes, yes. Anandao? Anandao, do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir want to share his screen.
Okay.
Yeah, when this has been shared, I just want to share like what World IP Day came into effect. You must have read how World IP Day is celebrated, how it came into effect. But with the establishment of the United Nations, we also got establishment of a very wonderful wing of the United Nations, which is called WIPO. It is World Intellectual Property Organization. As you can see, regarding the IP, that is intellectual property, every country has got its own laws, its own act. So in that case, we needed someone who can harmonize all the different types of it and bring it to a single platform, which is common to everyone. In that case, the role is actually played by WIPO. I can give you an example. Like before, when WIPO was established in its convention came into force in 1970 on actually today, this date, 26th April. After that, what happened? The harmonization process started. For example, earlier, patents were given for 14 years in some countries, in some countries it was for 20 years. But later it was harmonized and it was decided that all over the world, wherever you file a patent, the validity of a patent will be given for 20 years. This 20 years is enough for a developed country, for an underdeveloped country, and also for a developing country to monetize and commercialize safely and to reap the benefits of your creativity. And thus, still now, WIPO has issued various such directives, and we are also following WIPO, the different directives, especially India. And that's why we also get into different trade-related aspects of the international forum. So let's continue with the presentation. I hope you can see my presentation. I've titled it as Innovation, Creativity, and Intellectual Property. First of all, creativity. Creativity, we know, is something that is new, which is produced by some person, which we have not heard or thought of. But creativity, if we go in a more depth and scientific way, it is actually a special ability of a person. Every person is not creative, right? For example, in day-to-day life, we said, oh, he is so creative, she is so creative, being it art, being it science, or even like solving some day-to-day problems. For example, something is going on and something happens, then some people can solve it so easily, some people cannot solve it. So that is the creativity. So we can say that creativity is the ability of a person. It's kind of a God-gifted thing, which either can be solving a problem, creating something new, on thinking out of the box, and also most important part is imagining. If you can imagine, then you can create. This is said by almost all the innovators. When creativity is there, then the results of the creativity are tremendous, because every developing thing that we have been seeing, right from the wheel, when the wheel started turning, to today, all the jet ages, we are going to space, everything is creativity. Remember, in Leonardo da Vinci, and they had there many drawings were there. If you can see regarding helicopters, space planes, that is imagination. At that point, they could not do it, but now we can do it. And now, currently, people are dreaming about living on Mars. People are dreaming about interdimensional travel, wormhole travel, all those things. And maybe in some years, those will come into existence and be a reality. So that is the creative thinking. If you can creatively think, then we can make new things happen. Interesting thing is that creativity always drives innovation. If we want to change this society by doing something in a new and unique way, we need creative people. And creative people are special. This is a very important part. Actually, mainly, if you can see in our day-to-day life, we see some people, no, we said, oh, he's kind of in a negative way, no, he's thinking this and does not have interest in studies, doing this and that, and how will he, how will he study and get a job? But if you see that person from the other perspective, maybe that person has got some new creative in other field. Maybe that person is not meant to be a doctor, not meant to be a researcher. Maybe that person is an artist. So all are creative people and they are considered special. Now, if you can see the image here, I'm sharing you. This is a very simple solution. I'm just giving one that is the solution of a problem. When you eat noodles, particularly, then noodles are usually eaten in a standard way of soupy noodles. And in that case, what we need a fork, and using that fork, we eat the noodles, and later we need another spoon to drink the soup. The best company that came up with the solution is called Ramen Company, R-A-M-E-N, and they are the famous company in case of noodles. So they have invented this spoon cum fork thing. You can actually buy it also. And if you have recently traveled in air travel, many airlines are also offering this spoon, but of course it is made of cardboard now for to abandon plastics. This is available there also. So let's see, it solves such a it's a common problem. So how by eliminating the requirement of another utensil to clean. This is the creativity of that person. Now, what is innovation? Innovation, we can say it is if you introduce something new, but in a concrete form, that is a new technology. And if your introduction is successfully runs in the society, and because of your innovation, your technology, a change is there in the society. Remember, for an innovation, we need to see a change. Then only we can say that, yes, we have done a successful innovation. Let's go to this example. When we started using lamps, I think you all remember, even in my days also, I started, when I was in school, I started to study in a candle. Then there was, often I mean, lamp buligo, lamp or sagi, I mean, you chimney to then that was the next stage. After that came bulb. We studied in bulb. Remember, we used to buy 20-watt bulbs because 20-watt bulbs are for study, 40-watt are for room, something like that. And slowly, now it has changed to LEDs. Here, what is the innovation? Innovation is a step process. When the the lamp that we use, that lamp is better than the candle, because candle, for obvious reason, lamp provides a protection, plus the lamp provides better light, and similarly it comes to all the electrical lamps that we have now. So now if you see, is there a change made currently? Of course it is a made. Now if you go to the shop, what do you buy? You're buying an LED bulb. You do not buy an incandescent bulb, and now you do not also buy a CFL bulb. Why? Because it is a change in the society, and hence you can say that introduction of LED bulbs is an wonderful innovation, because it is a new technology That is, it is better than the CFLs. It is successfully used everywhere. And our society has changed because of that. Why? Because it consumes less power, it gives us more light, and other such benefits are there. Thus, we can say innovation arises out of a successful commercialization of an invention. Commercialization is always attached. There are many things where people invent, people go for patents, but they may not be successful innovations unless those patents are realized into what we call it. We can buy it in the shops, okay, then it has, everyone is having that in their homes, then we can only say it's an innovation. I'll give an example. Amar nijor manhu egaraki Uddhav Bharali Dangoria. So he is a inventor and has invented more than 150 inventions. That is what they claim. One of the inventions, you know, that one of the first invention is by de-seeding pomegranate, Dalimar Guti Guswa machine. But is it a successful innovation? Do we have it in juice shops? Do we have it in restaurants? Is it there? No. So we cannot say that it has created a change in the society. Even though it's a wonderful invention, he has got award for it. Yes, we are very proud for him, but we cannot say that it is a successful innovation. If you can say what is a successful innovation in that contrast, remember the mixer grinder that we have in our homes. Now mixer grinder comes with juice maker, isn't it? That juice making apparatus of a mixer grinder is a successful innovation, because when we are buying a new mixer grinder, we always buy it which has got a feature of juice extractor. So it's a new technology, and now everyone is buying it. Everyone is almost in their home. So this is a successful innovation. Okay. Innovation is a specific function of an entrepreneurship, and in an existing business, or you can say a public service institution or a new venture. Any function that we need in entrepreneurship is done by the innovation. Some people say, I will go for a startup. Then what is your invention? Okay, I am inventing this one. But what is your innovation? Innovation means we need a plan. How are you going to sell it? What will be the price? Will people use it? All those together, they contribute a factor of the entrepreneurship, and innovation is the specific function of that factor. Okay. Now let us go to intellectual property. So we saw about what is creativity. So it's a special ability of a person. What is innovation? When new things are happening that they change the society, then it is an innovation. What is intellectual property? Intellectual property are actually the results of creative people, creative thinking. And these results can be classified as a property because such outputs, when we are able to classify as inventions, some designs, some marks that are used in trade, then the poems that you write, the research papers, then if you write some column in newspapers, if you create some computer programs or a mobile app, if you are a cultivator or a farmer, you create new varieties, you bring out new technologies to make agriculture better, or you are an artist and you deal with creating new music, then all those things we can classify as intellectual property. Interestingly, intellectual property arises out of creativity, but we have to classify them into these forms. And when we are able to classify, we can say that these intellectual property are recognized as property by law. It is a legal term. So legally you can say, yes, I own this music. You can legally say, I own this research paper. I own this invention. Thus, we can say, when you own something, what do you mean? For example, we normally say, I own a car, a house. That means it is a property, it has got some monetary value or commercial value. And therefore, You can say use your car as renting. You can rent your house to earn money, or you can sell your car to earn money. You can sell your house to earn money. In the same way, if creative thinking people, they create something which can be classified as intellectual property, then that intellectual property also has commercial value, just like other kinds of property. And so we can also rent them, we can sell them, we can transfer them, and also we can prevent others from using them. So the last sentence is very important, because one of the core things of IP is that preventing others from using your invention, isn't it? So আমি সদায় সেইটো কথাই কৈ থাকো, intellectual property patent হল তাৰমানে বেলেগে বস্তুটো ল'ব নোৱাৰে, others should not take it. That is what we are actually thinking. Same case in case of any other property. When you buy a plot of land, মই মাটি এডোখৰ কিনিলো, what does it mean? Others cannot capture it. It is my property. The same case in case of a intellectual property. But one thing is that intellectual property is not arise from just a thought, an idea, or it is not that the virtual thing which is still in your head. আপনি যোনটো ভাবি আছে, আপনি কথাটো ক'লে, that is not intellectual property. Your thought, your solution to a problem should be brought into some kind of a practical form. It should be expressed into some practical form. For example, আপোনালোকে ভাবি আছে, if someone is thinking that how can we make this meeting more interactive? Someone is thinking, okay, maybe we can do a virtual meeting like that. I mean, maybe in case of a 3D, they will take 3D cameras. All those things are very interesting, isn't it? But unless you are able to change, like everyone will be having 3D cameras or something like that. Unless you are able to change, it is not IP. It is still into some kind of just idea. Okay. Some example. One of the wonderful invention that we have is the light bulb. So, আপোনালোকে জানে চাগে light bulb creator বা inventor কোন? Edison বুলি কওঁ নহয় জানো? So, Thomas Alva Edison. So, he had created a light bulb. So, what is the technology of the light bulb? Means, there is a sealed glass enclosure. So, there is a filament there, as you can see in the diagram. Nowadays, the modern is a tungsten filament. Before it was carbon based. And when you pass electricity through a filament, what happens? It offers a resistance and it burns out. But Edison thought that why does it burn out? It burns out because there is oxygen in the air, and with the coil, it reacts with oxygen and burns out. So why don't I do one thing? I take the oxygen out. So inside this glass envelope, actually, there is inert gas. There is no oxygen. Therefore, how the bulb glows? Because when the current comes, the coil, the tungsten coil, it starts to burn out. But how will it burn out? Because there is no oxygen, so it stays lit. This is a wonderful technology, and thus we have the light bulb. Even still now here, we are now not using light bulbs at our homes, but if you see your vehicles, they are still using light bulbs. This is the formula of Edison. Hence, here, what Edison did is he had patented this light bulb. That is, when you patent means it has become an invention. It is recognized as an intellectual property. Similarly, another example, if you are reading a storybook, someone has written the story, but if you just merely tell the story, আমি যেনেকে আগতে বুঢ়ী আইতাৰ সাধু something like that. So unless বুঢ়ী আইতাৰ সাধু is published into some form, it is still not an intellectual property. But all those sadhu jikhini ase, they are now published, right? You can buy it from the market. So that is now certified as an intellectual property. So the final thing is that when creative people, they make something new, and if they can classify under invention, designs, logos, or regarding some creative work of artists, then they can be protected as an intellectual property by law. And if we have some creative thing, unless you make it or express it into some practical form, it is still a creative idea or thought. It is not an intellectual property. Now, example of an intellectual property. Ami ratipa hodai ki koro chai cup khawa along with biscuit. So tea and biscuits are our first kind of a meal in the morning. So if you have a look at it every morning when you just have a look at this. Now the cup, everyone has got this special cup. What is the function of the cup? To hold the liquid. But why is the design of a cup like this? As you can see, the bottom of a cup is narrower and the top is, wide. Why? Because one of the interesting thing is the temperature. কারণ এটা বহল বস্তুত ইজিলি ঠান্ডা হয় আৰু এটা নেৰো বস্তুত সময় লাগে so as you drink the tea, so from the top portion the coolness will start rapidly, then the bottom portion, so until you reach the bottom you will get a good temperature and you can drink the tea. These are inventions, so these are patented things. But what do you see another thing here? No one has the same kind of couplets. Why? Even though the function is the same, you still prefer new designs. So someone has thought about this design, like blue color flower, green color flower, yellow color, other stripes. Remember when you go to buy couplet, then you always look at the design, isn't it? Not on the function, because function is the same. That design is also some creative people, output of some creative people, and so that design can also be an intellectual property. Similarly, case with the spoon. And what about the biscuit? Is there intellectual property in a biscuit? Yes, don't go for the taste. I'm just telling you about the biscuit. Think, what biscuit do you like most? Okay, Good Day biscuit, thin arrowroot biscuit, then cream cracker biscuit, or something like that. So all those biscuit has got some specialty. For example, bourbon biscuit means what? Something sandwich in between. The shape of the biscuit. Then thin arrowroot, very nice to have it. It's very light. Or cream cracker, it is, there is no sugar or something like that. Everyone has got specialty, and everything is the output of some creativity. Hence, a biscuit has a lot of intellectual property embedded in it. And when you say you're buying a biscuit, the name of the biscuit is also very important. That is also an intellectual property. Such as an example here, Good Day biscuit. When you say Good Day biscuit, what comes to your mind? How the biscuit looks, isn't it? The shape of the biscuit. That shape is an intellectual property because a biscuit can be plain, no problem. You have to just bite it and eat. But why? Company kyo a shape to this biscuit? So as to just have something unique. This is a creative thing, and so this is an intellectual property. Okay, name of the biscuit is an intellectual property. Design of the logos are also intellectual property. Thus, we can say in your morning cup of tea along with biscuit, you can see intellectual property, and thus you can see intellectual property means some person has created and invested a lot of skill, hard work, time, and money, along with all the other factors to make your morning cup of tea. Okay, this is the intellectual property. So, buji paise na hokolre kiba proshno ase neki? Do you have any questions about intellectual property? I hope I'm clear about intellectual property. So, anything that we create, if we can classify them as inventions, designs, trademarks, and other such things like artist works, they are known as intellectual property. Okay. Now, intellectual property rights. Now remember, at the start I told about that intellectual property are also considered as property by law, just like the property you own, mati bari ba gari ityadi. So it is like that. Here I'm going into law a bit. If you have an intellectual property, then you need to register it under a special act provided by a country so as to get the recognition of the property. So it's very simple like that. Okay. And when you successfully register your creative work into a type of intellectual property, then we call it as intellectual property rights. You get a bundle of rights to enjoy. Rights means by the law provides you with some facilities, that is right to exploit, right to license, assign, surrender, and if someone uses your work without your permission, you can go to the court and also stop it. So these are all the factors that are provided by intellectual property rights. Remember, if you invent something just like the light bulb, but you do not go for protection as a property, there is an intellectual property. That is, if in that case it will be patent. If you do not go for a patent, then what will happen? So that will be someone will copy it, everyone will copy it, will go to the public. Ultimately, all your time, effort, and money will go into waste. Similarly, in modern times now, if you are writing a research paper with your students and you're going to submit it, so if you just publish it, then what will happen? It will get published in a journal, you will get the degree. But when you're going to publish it, all the world will know, all the secret is out. They can now further work into some new kind of a research paper. Instead, if your research paper is a creative work, which can be a property, that is an intellectual property, then you first go for patenting that work. After patenting, you can go for publication of your research paper. So in that way, you are creating a new kind of a intellectual property for yourself. In India, we recognize these 7 forms of intellectual property rights. That is, in which category you can actually register your creative work. One is patent. Patent goes for inventions, technical things, right from your light bulb, and also some method to do something, to resolve something which relates to mainly industry. It goes under patent. Next, there is design. Design is just, I gave the example of a design of a teacup. Only the aesthetic parts. Then trademark. Trademark is the mark which is used in trade, such as name of a biscuit, name of a company. Then we have semiconductors. These are the design of the microprocessor chips. Then we have copyrights for music, for novels, for even abridgments. Even for question papers, we can have copyright. Collection of question papers, we have copyright. Your college magazine can also have a copyright. Geographical indications, which are for some special goods of an area which has got some value. And also plant varieties. If you create new varieties or old and extant varieties are recognized, you can get intellectual property rights. Now, why do we need intellectual property rights? Yes, so that your work gets your name. Then you can commercialize your work. You can earn something out of it. Instead of just giving, like you've got a patent, you can say that I've earned this much money out of a patent. I've earned this much money out of my song. All those things are in intellectual property rights. Now let's go into some forms of intellectual property rights. The first form is patent. As you can see in this slide, so there is a diagram of a pen, and on the left side there is a pen. So pen nowadays, what is the standard pen? There is a ballpoint pen, right? In the ballpoint pen, the refill that we call it has got a ball at the end, and the refill had got ink. As you write, the ball rotates, it takes ink from the refill and writes onto the paper. But remember, this one works only because there is air pressure and gravity. If you take this pen to space, it does not work. Why? Because there is no gravity to pull the ink down. So in 1966, Paul Fisher invented a pen which is independent of the gravity. Very interesting, isn't it? But solution is very simple. Now, if you look at the refill, in the refill, you can see the top portion is open, so that the air pressure is there, and so that the ink can slide downwards, isn't it? So what he did, Fisher sealed the refill, and in the top space, he provided a little bit of compressed air. So just like our cylinder, gas cylinder, it's very compressed gas. So compressed air means what? It will always exert pressure on the refill. As a result, the refill ink will always want to go out, but it cannot go out because the ball is there. So when the ball rotates as you write, the refill will always go out. Thus, if you take that pen to space, it will automatically start to write. So this is a very famous pen which is known as Fisher. And you can see what Fisher did when he created this pen, creativity, when he made this invention, the first thing that he did is to register it as a property, and that is an intellectual property, and so the appropriate form is patent. So he filed a patent in the United States, and he got it in dated 1966 of November 15. Now, just I told about the previous slide, why do we need to file for IPR? Why we need to register? Because when this patent was granted, then it certifies that this technology belongs only to Paul C. Fisher and to no one else. Hence, later what happened when US started the later missions to space, then this pen was taken to the space to write. And he got a lot of orders also. So remember, one space, it is said that if you, what is the cost of a thing to send to space? It is said that the cost of a thing to send to space is equal to its weight of the gold. So আপুনি যদি কয় যে এটা বস্তু মই স্পেচত পঠাব লাগে কাৰণ তাৰ ওয়েটটো কিমান হ'ব সেই একেটা বস্তুৰ ওয়েটটো যদি গোল্ডত হয় কিমান হ'ব, that is the cost. So remember how much he earned out of this pen. Interestingly, this pen is also available till now. আপোনালোকে কিনিব পাৰে পেনটো online. If you go and if you type Fisher pen, you can get it now also, and you can enjoy this technology because by using this pen, আপনি বিছনাত শুই শুইও you can write it without the effect of the gravity. So this is a wonderful invention. Next, let's go to another form of IPR, that is design. Design, what happens in case of design, we only target the aesthetic looks of an article. That is, we do not see functionalities like the patent. In patent, what do we see? Technical things are there, like how pressure cartridge is put into it, how the pen will write, how the ball will rotate, etc. In design, we only register, we only recognize the property whatever our eyes see. I mean, that is design, nothing else. So design is mostly applicable for jewelry. So as you can see in the diagram, jewelry, it does not matter it is made of gold, silver, diamond, platinum. It is a design that matters, isn't it? No one wants to buy the same kind of jewelry. I mean, jewelry is special, some jewelry we always look into it. But challenge is that designers, they have to make new jewelry every time. Then only the market will run, isn't it? And so the designers means what? They have to be creative. They have to think out of the box. They have to think new. Every time they think something, then what will happen? If they just give it in the Facebook that this is my new design, others will start copying it. So they can protect this under a different form of IPR, which is called as a design registration or industrial design. So here, instead of giving some diagram like this, technical things, you have to give photographs. By using the photographs, you can get protection on your jewelry design. Design not limited to only jewelry. Even your ballpoint pen has got a design registration because every ballpoint pen looks different. Function is same, but looks different. Why looks different? You can also have a design registration, just only the looks. Okay. Now, what is the validity of a patent? When you get a patent grant, it is valid for 20 years. After 20 years, the technology is public. Anyone can use it, anyone can manufacture, anyone can copy it, you cannot prevent it. But only for 20 years, it will be your sole technology. In design, it is for 10 years and another 5 years you can extend, so maximum for 15 years. After 15 years, that design can be used by anyone. Okay. In India, patent is governed by the Patents Act 1970 and design is by the Designs Act 2000. So under those two acts, I told you about every country has got different act. So in our India, we've got Patent Act and Design Act. Next, moving on. The third kind of IPR is a trademark. Yes. Kamar Prashna asal liki. Anyone has got any question?
Sir, apuni continue korak. Last time ami rakhim question teloke tetiya khudib.
Okay. Take a second. Third is trademark. So trademark mane hol, it's something like it's a identifier which is used in the trade. When you are having a business, apna kiba eta business khule, apna dukan ekhon khulile, apna dukan ekhon a bakery, you have a bakery. So you also bake cake. Moyu bakery, I also bake cake. No, how do you distinguish between the customers? This is the called as a trademark. I will have a different name. You will have a different name. I will have a different logo. You will have a different logo. But the logo and the name should be unique. It should not be similar type. Otherwise, the customers will be, they will be misled. Kuntu kar bostu hoy. That cannot happen. This is known as a trademark. So trademark, you can say it is a kind of a logo mainly. Sometimes it's a name. Sometimes it's a combination of a logo and name also, which is put on some kind of object, just like your shop. In this case, it's a battery. So it tells what a indicator of this, which battery is from which company, or itself you can give an identity. Remember the example of the biscuit. So Good Day, the name is a trademark. Okay, so Good Day, you can say Good Day. When you go to shop, you don't say, give me a biscuit. No, apne biscuit dioksun, apne Good Day da dioksun. Apne ko Monaco da dioksun. Monaco, Good Day, cream cracker, these are trademarks. Interesting thing is that we buy products by using their trade name. This is the easiest way to tell it. This is a battery of Eveready. Ajikali battery napai. I think it is called a D cell. Before we used it in radios. No, now radio this is a damar battery to us. So one of the very common battery is this Eveready battery. So here, so many trademarks are there. One of the greatest trademark of this battery is the name Eveready. And remember, what is the creativity here? Creativity is choosing a unique name. That is a unique name, Eveready. Eveready money, it's always ready. Good name, right? Goes with the battery, charge Eveready. And another trademark is that logo. There is a cat which is going through a number 9. It's something like that. They are using that formula and just creating this. So it's a very unique logo. Whenever you see this logo, oh, it's a battery. Yeah, there cannot be a bakery shop Eveready. It has to be a battery. So this is called as a trademark. We have another kind of a mark which is similar to trademark, which can be a logo also, which can be a name also, which is put on some objects. But when you put that mark into some object, it does not tell you about the company it does not tell you about the identifier, but it tells you that that product is very special from some definite geographical area. It has got some specialty to it. This is known as geographical indications. Best example is the recent GI that we got, which is the Gamusa of Assam. Many of you bought gamucha. So are you sure it's a pure gamucha made by our own weavers? It is the gamucha that has come from Bihar, from Orissa. If you want to know it, then what you will do, you have to look for this logo in the gamucha. But practically, it is not yet implemented. It will be implemented soon because we got the certificate only recently. Still, in the future, if someone buys a gamucha, then you have to look for this logo in the gamucha or the person who sells it, you ask for the certificate, GI certificate, do you have it? Then if it isn't, then you can buy it from it. Otherwise, that gamusa may be something that is coming from outside, or it is not according to the GI. Interestingly, sometimes trademark and GI can be in the same product. Example, apuni ekhon dukan khulile, dukankhon hol apunar textile or dukan, where you sell textile products such as sari and gamusa also. So you can give a new name of your shop. Say, okay, say something ABC Textiles. So ABC Textile will be a trademark because in the area, ABC Textile bhal gamusa by day. So ABC Textile, that is a trademark. It has to be unique though, but still it's a trademark. In the ABC Textile shop, apuni jodi gamusa bike, junto gamusa GI gamusa bike, then this logo has to be put into there. So you can put your own logo also and also the GI logo. So GI logo will certify that this is an original product. Your logo will certify that it is bought from your shop. So this is what is the trademark and GI. Trademark tells which company it is from. GI tells that which area it is from. So when Gamusa of Assam logo is in a gamusa, it means that this gamusa is made within the territory of Assam only. It is not machine made, but it is handloom, handmade. So this is certified. Okay. Trademark and GI, they have got the relevant acts. Trademark is Trademark Act 1999. GI also, GI Registration and Protection Act 1999. Trademark, when you register like GI, both are valid for 10 years. Interestingly, after 10 years, you can again renew for a period of every 10 years. So, apunaloke jodi renew korai thake 10 year, 10 year, 10 year, it will almost run forever as long as you can renew it. Okay. Next, yes. Next, we have two other kinds of IPR, which is semiconductor, integrated circuits layout design, and plant variable protection and farmers' rights. Semiconductor IC layout design. What is an IC? IC means, let's see your computer, no? It has got that Intel Core i3, Core i5, AMD Radeon or something like that, right? Processor of Snapdragon processor. In these chips, the inside of those microprocessor chips, there is some circuitry. Designing of the circuitry is very, very important because these chips are so small. In order to perform well, they need to be designed specifically. And so there is some creativity involved. If you design it in this way only, then your chip will perform better. This creativity you can register as a semiconductor IC layout design. Interestingly, individual people do not do this. It is done by large companies like Intel, AMD, Samsung, ARM, all those do this kind of registration. Another IPR is plant variable protection and farmers' rights. There are two kinds of rights together. Plant variable protection is when there is a new kind of variety of an agricultural product, just like vegetables, fruits, trees, vines, new variety. Okay. Then again, now mango season is coming up, right? So mango has got so many varieties. And if you create a new variety, which is say more pulpy, more juicy, by using many things such as genetic GMO, non-GMO, cross-pollination, or using some other techniques, then if you are able to create a new variety, then you can get a protection in the new variety also, just like a patent. When you create a new invention, you want to create a new pen, you can get protection. If you create a new kind of potato, aloo, you can also get a plant variable protection. Another right together is the farmers' rights. When you get the protection of a plant variety, then if you are a farmer, you get some rights, and rights is the exclusive right to sell those seeds, exclusive right to cultivate, exclusive right not to allow others to cultivate. That is infringement action. But if a breed of potato you are creating it, then if you are registering it successfully in plant variety protection farmers' rights, then that potato cannot be cultivated by anyone else, only you. Not only potato, rice, paddy, anything related to agriculture product. So this is also a very kind of, so here semiconductor IT layouts design 2000 and plan variety protection 1, and semiconductor is for 10 years, plan variety protection is for 15 years. And finally, the last form of IPR in India, which you can register your creative work, is copyright. Copyright is for literary, artistic, musical works, public performances, the mobile phone photograph that you take, the song that you write, the collection of question papers, the abridgment, articles that you write, head notes of a court order, all those form under copyright. Also, interesting thing is the software, computer software. Mobile app, those article about mobile app. So mobile app that does not fall under patent, it falls under copyright. You can register it as a copy. Now, copyright has got many elements. One of the important elements is article Bihu Bihu function. So one thing is that which is known as performers' rights. Copyright performers' rights means what? When a person is performing on stage, that person has the right to exclude others not to record their performance. Our artist guy thake bihu function copyright video to you cannot take their video and put it into say YouTube or share it. Of course, full song. This is illegal as per copyright. This is called as performance rights. Similarly, there are broadcast rights. Broadcast right means these rights are like transmission in case of a TV, IPL, it comes under definite channel, not all channels. Something like OTT platforms are there, all those contribute under copyright. Okay. And now coming towards the end of the presentation slowly, different IPRs, intellectual property protection, different IPRs are there. Patent is for invention, design is for like jewelry, trademark is for logo, GI is for logo, but for a special product of a place. Semiconductor IC layout design for chips, plant variety protection for new varieties of plants, also other varieties, and copyright for literary artistic work. These are the fees. Practically, if you want to file a patent, official fees is very less, total about only 8,100 rupees. Then you can get a patent. So you can protect your invent, especially your research work if you have. You first file a patent and then you go to publish it. Patent run takes time, one to 2 years or 3 years sometimes. But filing is very important. Industrial design is just 1,000, trademark 4,000 per class, GI also 5,000, semiconductor IC layout 5,000, plant variety protection 7,000. But in case of plant variety protection, if you are a farmer's variety mane ki when we have some kind of marriage, then biyat ami omuk manuhor ami saul long. Why? Because it is a traditional rice which has been cultivated traditionally only in that field, only by that person. So those are known as farmer's variety, preserved variety. If you go to register it, then there is no fee, it is free of charge. And in copyright, literary, dramatic, music, artistic work, such as literary will be your any kind of books, novels. Also, computer programs are literary works considered. And dramatic, any drama, play, artistic work, painting, sculpture, they will come under 500 rupees. If you want to record some audio and go for copyright, that is 2,000 rupees. If you want to protect a video, that is a movie or a short clip, it will be 5,000 rupees. So as you can see, when you register creativity work, the fees is not that so much, but the protection is very much. You can just own it for a different kind of time. Now, here, interestingly, copyright, you can see it has got the lowest amount of fee compared to others. And interestingly, copyright has got the highest validity. Very nice, highest validity, because I have told you all about the other. Patent validity, 20 years, industrial design, 10 plus 5, 15, trademark is 10 years, GI trademark 10 years, semiconductor IC layouts 10 years, land variety 15 years, or even extend of 18 years. Copyright validity is 60 years after the death of the author. So আপনাকে কোনবা যদি আজি কিতাপ এখন লিখে, if you get a copyright today, the validity will be 60 years even আপনি ঢুকুৱাৰ পিছত another 60 years. So it's a very, very long copyright protection validity. Okay, with just 500 rupees only, you can get such much of protection. Okay. And now coming to today's theme, which is women and intellectual property. Our society nowadays, for women creators, creativity or innovators are really growing up. There are many schemes of the government also too. And in March, there was a data, you can get it in the data also there. It said that only 16.2% of inventors in the international patent applications were women in 2022. It's a very small, others all are male inventors, but still this is an increasing number. And in 2021, the top 10 origins of such patent application were women inventors, where India was around 8th or 9th position, which is a very good thing. So Indian Mohila, they are doing a lot of research. And how do you know about the IP? Because they are filing patents. If you file a patent, if you get it granted, that means it is a certified new invention. Now, to boost the women innovators and inventors to file patents, there is a system which is developed by the Indian Patent Office, that is, which are specially reserved for startups. When you file a patent, the examination, it takes some time. Okay, it is not just when you file, you will get the patent. 2 years, like the time it takes. But if you are a woman inventor, if one of the inventors is the woman, এজন হলে হল বা এগৰাকী হলে হল বা সকলৰ 3-4জন হয় এজন দি women হয়, then you can ask the patent office to do a expedited examination, and within 1 month or maximum 2 months, technically 1 month, your patent application will be examined, and then you can get a patent run very quickly. This is a good facility only provided by India in the world. No one has got this facility. And now finally, some of the famous for me, but now they will be famous for you also, some women entrepreneurs and creators of our state. So Prathamate Moiko, Ms. Bornali Fukonn. So she is an inventor. So actually these all 3 are my clients, so I'm sharing it for that also. Bornali Fukonn, she has got a patent number 384540, and this patent is actually for a reciprocating engine based upon density. So as if you can see the diagram, it's very small still. So there is a piston in there, and inside the cylinder, it is filled with liquid, just like a water, and the piston is hollow. So inside the piston has got its own weight. Piston weight, it tries to sink down, but if it is hollow, there is air inside, it does not sink down. So there is a vent at the top, which is number 4, and also there is a inlet valve, which is 5. So from the inlet valve, if you put in water, then the piston will be heavier, so it will sink down. When the piston reaches down, you take out the water and insert air. The piston becomes light, it will again come up. Think up down হৈ থাকিব পানীৰ ভিতৰতে, and so you can extract useful energy from. This is her invention, and she got this patent number 384540. I worked on the patent application. It is very, very wonderful inventions. Now they are working on the next improved version of the invention also. The second woman entrepreneur or innovator is Dr. Amala Sharma. So she is the proud owner of a design. The design number is 319882001. So remember, I told you about design. Design means only the aesthetic looks. That is, for example, that you can see the picture. There is a picture she has developed. And there are so many elements out there like hati ase, hongko ase, the colors. They have got some meanings, it's okay, but it's a very unique design. Based on this design, you can make some textile product, you can make some stickers or wallpapers. So she has developed the design. She registered it under designs, just like the jewelry. Remember, jewelry, it is just the matter of the looks. This is also a matter of the looks. It does not matter whether you make it in cloth or whether you make it in other form, but it is a design. So she has registered it as a textile design. And the third woman entrepreneur is Srimati Jahnavi Das. So she is a proud owner of her own trademark, which is number 4551397. She is a budding innovator and entrepreneur. She has her own shop where she is selling new designs of various clothes, not only shirts, t-shirts, and all those things, but also our Mekhela Sador having many new kind of a unique design. She is selling those under a trademark that jaw. Something that I had registered that, and in the bottom is written Jahnavi. It is her own name. So this is a wonderful design. You can see it's a very unique. So when you if you buy something which consists this logo, then you mean she is the owner of the particular product. So this is how we know this is a trademark. And there are so many. I've got a lot of experience, but I'm sharing only 3. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for hearing. If now আপোনালোকে প্ৰশ্ন আছে, I'll be glad to answer them. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, more a question আছে.
হয়.
Suppose আমাৰ যে logo আমি যে কিবা এটা আমাৰ আসলতে কলেজত এটা সায়েন্স ফোরাম বুলি এটা সোসাইটি এটা আছে, তাত আমাৰ এটা logo আছে, গতিকে সেই logoটো আমি মানে কি হেৰি কৰিব লাগে নি, পেটেন্ট কৰিব লাগে নি, এটো কি কয়, logoটো কৰিলে কি কপিৰাইট নে ডিজাইন কি হ'ব?
ট্ৰেডমাৰ্কত আহিব, হয়, logo যেনেকৈ মই ইমাটো দেখালো, হয়, logo ট্ৰেডমাৰ্কত আহিব।
এটো মানে কৰাটো আসলতে কম্পালসৰি নি, কৰিবই লাগে নেকি?
নালাগে, it is not compulsory. So trademark মানে কি? ট্ৰেড। আপুনি কি
বিজনেস কৰিবৰ কাৰণে?
এক্স্যাক্টলি, আপুনি কি লোগোটোৰ কিবা বিজনেস কৰে নেকি বস্তুটো?
হয় হয়, নকৰে।
বেচা কিনা হয়, বেচা নহয়, it's used for educational purposes.
Yes.
তেনেহলে it's not compulsory, it's not needed মানে। আপুনি যদি if you are using, আপুনি সেই লোগোটো যদি ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি যদি আপোনাৰ ফোৰামৰ পৰা কিবা মেটেৰিয়েল বনাই পেলে বিক্ৰী কৰে, then you have to go for a trademark.
আচ্ছা।
এইবিলাক actually mainly for সেইকাৰণে মই কৈছো trademark, যেনেকে মই দেখালো তেখেতে নিজৰ মানে ডিজাইনাৰ আছে,
ডিজাইনটোৰ কাৰণে কৰি, হয় হয়
হয়। সো তেখেতে মানে সেল কৰিবলৈ নিজৰ নামটো দিব লাগিব, নামটো দিয়াতকে তেওঁ লোগো এটা বনাই দিছে, which is a trademark। সেইটোৱে বস্তুটো।
হয়
হয়,
thank you আৰু কোৱেশ্চন থাকিব পাৰে? সাহিন, over to Sahin.
Yes,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your engaging and in-depth talk on innovation, creativity, and intellectual property. You truly acclaimed us with the various facets of intellectual property. The session is now open for discussion. I can already see a few questions in the chat box. If I shall read it out.
yes.
Where do we apply for patents? Abhishuti Gogoi wants to know, and does the same agency approve of all the different types of innovation?
Yes. So Amar, all the different types of IPR that I showed, no, everyone has got their dedicated IPR office. For patent, we have got the patent office, designer kind of design office, trademark office, and so on. In our case, in Northeast, for Northeast, the office of patent, design, trademarks is at Kolkata. So if you want to apply for patents, you have to apply to Kolkata. You can apply online, or you can apply offline by sending your patent application by post. But for copyright, the office is only at Delhi, and if you go for GI, the office is only at Chennai. So you have to, otherwise all the offices are nearby, that's at the Kolkata. Okay.
Thank you, sir. If any more participant would like to ask.
Yes, I think there are any other question? No. Okay.
So there's one more.
Yes.
Is there a significance of the patent numbers that you have mentioned?
Significance, what in what way? The patent numbers are just like a serial numbers given, right? It's a kind of a serial number. But when you see a patent number, actually, it means that a patent has been granted. Otherwise, it will be an application number. Just like আমি কিবা এটা apply কৰিলে এটা temporary number দিয়ে নহয়, that is a temporary registration number type. After it is registered, then it is an actual registration number. So if I'm telling you about the patent number, this one, Mrs. Bornali Fukonji, she got it. No? It means that the patent is granted. Kintu, if মই যদি আপোনালোকক কলো হয় যে এই patent to file হৈছে, then it will be a application number. So every patent number is actually an increment however. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I don't see any more question in the chat box.
Yes.
So then we move forward to the conclusion of today's webinar of the celebration of World Intellectual Property Day. We may now proceed to the vote of thanks. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend a heartfelt thanks to Honorable Principal Dr. Sabyasachi Mahanta sir for supporting us and sharing his words of encouragement with us. We are also grateful to Vice Principal Ma'am Dr. Reena Hendik Ma'am for her cooperation and gracious presence. We sincerely thank today's resource person, IP professional and expert in patent design and trademark, Mr. Siddharth Devnath sir, for a dynamic and interesting session and for discussing the several aspects of IPR. I would take this opportunity to thank the conveners, Dr. Ranjana Gogoi, Head, Department of Statistics, and Dr. Anna Gogoi, Head, Department of Chemistry, and the fellow members from Statistics and Chemistry Department for taking the initiative to organize this event. We are grateful to Dr. Surajit Saikia sir, IQAC Coordinator, for the wholehearted support and the technical team for their efforts in managing the technicalities of today's session. We extend a heartfelt gratitude to all the faculty members of Korgaon College, participants and students for their cordial support rendered in the successful completion of the program. Thank you very much. And with this, I declare the session to be over. Thank you all once again. Thank you for being with us. Wish you a very good night.
Thank you.